Thank you for joining me today. Today I wanted to talk about a topic that I feel people struggle with at some point in their life, and that is something I like to call own your success. And to go along with owning your success is regaining or seeing your power. And owning your success and seeing your power, what does that mean? And to me, it means being aware of the choices and decisions that you have mindfully and very actively made in your life that has led you to something positive or something good happening in your life, whether it's the first time you've done this or it is a change that you've worked hard to make. And I have seen this with many people that I've worked with, is when they really started to acknowledge the successes that they have personally made, it has really given them a sense of empowerment. And that really excites me, to see people really feel their personal power and to see that they can succeed. And sure, there are, different circumstances that could impact someone's success, which could be someone being in the right place at the right time, someone, getting help from someone else. But the most important piece that I like to focus on with owning your success is that often you saw the need. You saw the opportunity for change or for something different. And you did something. And I think that that is owning your success, is acknowledging what you have done that has actually impacted a positive change in your life, whether there have been external forces or factors or people helping you, but that you have been able to recognize the need for it. You took the opportunity and you did something, despite any odds that you had to overcome. And some people have asked me, well, how can I do the same? How can I own my success? How can I feel my personal power again? Because some people are in a place where they haven't acknowledged or really recognized that they have this ability within themselves. Maybe they have felt so frustrated, depleted, that they haven't really tapped into this piece yet. So I want to discuss some ways that you can help foster your own success and be able to see your power. And certainly one of the very first things is to be able to identify what it is that you would like to see different in your life. Maybe it's something that you need to overcome. Maybe it's something that you need to change. Or maybe it's something that you would like to bring into your life that is not there yet. And it's important to kind of evaluate first what that is. What is this vision that I would like to see in my life? And then think about, well, what has been holding me back, or what has not allowed me to move forward? And in doing so, think about, has it been the influence of someone else, or has it been myself holding me back? And I think that this is a really important piece, because a lot of people have a personal struggle with what I call their roadblocks, whatever is holding them back. So it's important, no matter what you do, in terms of wanting something different in your life, is you have to assess and look at what are your personal roadblocks. What are the thoughts, the patterns, actions, people, things that you do for yourself that inhibit you from moving forward? Be honest with yourself when you really think about what are my roadblocks, and acknowledge them, because only through acknowledging them are you truly going to be able to look at them and come up with, okay, what do I need to do to help myself with this roadblock? And whenever you do this, it is so important to pay attention to what your gut says, your intuition, what your head says, what your heart says. And sometimes you may really find it helpful to write your thoughts down about your roadblocks so you can process them on paper so they're not just swimming in your head, and be able to truly look at what you wrote, because there is power in the words that you have written, and you really need to look at that because they are messages directly from you that are important to look at. Again, they could be from your gut, your intuition, your head, your heart, but there is power in these words. And in hopes that you have looked at some roadblocks and wrote them down and have started to listen to your gut or your intuition, your heart or your head, it's now an important time to decide, am I going to accept what I see on paper, what I've written? Am I going to accept what I feel and think? And begin to make a change in my life, no matter what that means. And ask yourself, am I ready to do this yet? And I say the word yet because it doesn't mean it's now or never. It may be now, or it may be another time. So it's important to really know for you, what are the goals? What are my roadblocks, and am I ready to move forward yet? And when you feel that, yes, I am ready to move forward, and you feel I am ready, that's awesome. That means that you really are feeling more confident in really trying to look at and own your success. Because that is also something that a lot of people fear. Sometimes it's not always the fear of failure, but it's also the fear of success. Like, oh my God, what would happen if I succeeded? That's another piece. So if your thought is, I'm ready, I am ready to start being honest with myself to look at what are my roadblocks and what do I want my life to look like, then I think it's really important to start looking at a plan. Start thinking about what this would look like, whatever the change is, what it would look like in my life. And start kind of creating a plan towards it. Write down your thoughts without judgment and hesitation. See what comes up for you. See what plan you feel is important for you to help with the process. And this process is not only one that you have action to do, but it's also one that you have to mentally prepare yourself for. You mentally prepare yourself for a change. And that may mean needing to kind of slow down, take some time to meditate, to give time to relax and focus on your thoughts and your visions and your goals. Focus on being mindful. And I always recommend with anybody that I'm working with is that it's so important to have a positive inner dialogue where you say positive, supportive statements to yourself. And those statements could be, I say them out loud or I say them in my head, but they are things that encourage me, things that empower me, things that motivate me. And it could be anything, but it always starts with I for ownership. When I say I am owning this statement. So it could be, I can do this. I am worth the effort. I deserve more in my life. It could be whatever statement that comes to you that is important for you, and the list could go on and on of positive things that you could say to yourself at any time. But the benefit is to use it when you feel you need it, to really motivate, empower, and continue helping yourself move forward towards success. And I think also any visual reinforcements are another strong positive piece. And that could be whether it is through your meditation and feeling like I'm, really trying to focus on a vision of how I want things to look in my life or what change I would like to bring about, or doing a vision board, which is creating the vision on paper and then posting it where I can see it. So it's a constant visual reminder of what I'm working hard for or where I want to be in my life. And I always suggest people to use a mantra. And a mantra to me is really, again, another strong I statement that helps you to continue to know and recognize your power. And it could be as little as 2 or 3 words or a complete sentence. And again, it's similar to the positive self-statement where you are saying things to motivate yourself. And the mantra is something that you can say to yourself every morning, every night. And it could be, I matter. I am enough. I am worthy. I am worthy of success. And it's important for you to think about what your mantra would be. With it, of course, starting with I for ownership. And it's so important to use all these pieces together. The visuals, the inner positive dialogue, the positive statements that you say from your mantra, looking at thoughts that you have written down, thinking of your plan of action for moving forward. And your plan is going to be different from anyone else's plan. But plans also, I think, have to be realistic. They also have to be attainable. And they have to be something that is not overwhelming to begin with. So I'd like to kind of discuss like a quick few ideas of plans on just a couple of goals that I see with people. So for instance, if somebody said, well, my goal is I want to lose 30 pounds. Then if someone just focuses on that 30 pounds, it becomes very overwhelming. And sometimes people, that becomes their roadblock and they stop. And it's the fear of failing to meet that 30 pounds that just halts them in their tracks and potentially has them not even try. So I would suggest that the first steps or the first goals is to just begin walking maybe 30 minutes a few times a week. Or maybe joining a gym. Or even finding a workout buddy. Because I think a lot of people really need that motivation from someone else, need someone else to be accountable to, and sometimes want someone else to kind of say, come on, we're doing this. So I think that that's really important. And a goal could even be for a career change. So maybe at that point you want to kind of envision what that career might be, what that might look like, do some research about it, learn about the field, potentially make contacts and begin networking with people who may work in that field. It may require looking into school programs. But these are steps towards the larger goal of a new career or weight loss. People are going to have different goals. And no matter what the goal is, a goal is best attained when it is important to you. When it is important that it matches your personal values, that it matches your life's vision, that maybe it even feeds your soul, something that you feel motivated and happy about, something that you feel you can embrace and possibly even share with others. And I think another huge piece of success with goals is to have a positive support system. There is something so wonderful about having a positive support system that can significantly help you to reach your goal successfully. Because it's like you got your own little cheerleading squad, you've got your own group or your own individual person who continues to reinforce that you can do this, that you can own and find your success. And I believe in hence find and see your power. And I think that it's so important that when you are faced with those negative thoughts that may want to come in and impede and kind of continue to create those roadblocks, that is where we go back to our I statements. That is where we go back to our mantra to reinforce our power, to reinforce our vision, our goal, why we're doing what we're doing, why we're making whatever change we're making in our life. And a final thought that I wanted to leave you with today is that everybody has setbacks and everyone has hard days or harder times. And please don't let these rough patches or hard days determine your future success. Know that you can keep moving in some way. Allow yourself, even if you need to, if you're feeling overwhelmed with this new goal or thinking about all the things that I have to do, allow yourself to slow down. Again, take time for yourself, relax, meditate, focus on those goals. Even if it means doing one small thing a day, something once a week, even if it means that you need time off. If I need time off, it is with a conscious decision that I'm taking time off with the intention of getting back to my goal. And this, I think, is a really important piece, is don't be afraid of failure. Embrace it. Now, I heard this once, and that statement alone, don't be afraid of failure, embrace it, was so powerful to me, because what the speaker continued to say is failure is bound to happen. We are never going to perfectly do anything all the time. And I just found this weight lift off me. And with hearing that statement about not being afraid of failure, that has prompted me to do what I'm doing this very moment, talking to you. Doing something that I have not done before, such as audio, such as blog postings on my website, things that I never even thought of before. And I've decided I'm not going to let any thought of failure hold me back. I'm going to embrace it, that it could potentially mean that I could do something better in a different way, or another way is going to work better. But ultimately, failure really means that I did something, that you did something. And that's pretty powerful in itself, that you did something. And maybe that particular way just didn't work out, so it's finding other options. And a quote that I really love that I want to leave you with today is a quote by Claire Cook. And she says, if plan A fails, remember there are 25 more letters. So I wish you much success in owning your success, seeing it or regaining your power, and on your journey of empowerment.